I want to thank my good friend Gary Hughes, very talented man, great friend, for giving me this. Because, well, some of you will know what it means. That is, if you know what movie this expression came from. So, well, movie, book. My God. I expect some comments about that in the down there in the comments. So I've been working on this. It's a nice hot cup of tea. Anyway, and basically what I've been doing is boring, and I've been just basically evening it out here and there, and using this and doing this because I need to get the ear area clean, and so I can get in there and put the ears in. I'm also going around and with a brush and some water, and I'm starting to, as I step over the dog, clean up that stuff. Yes, this I think I can do with one hand, sort of, kind of. I need to go in here and start making it look smooth. And this is one way to do it, using a brush and water and tools. Am I actually aiming at the sculpture, or am I watching what I'm doing with my hands and ignoring the viewers? I think that's what I was doing. Christian is singing today. He's playing David Bowie, and he's also playing Freddie. So, and singing along. So, you wanted to see sculpting. This is live sculpt, well, pre-recorded sculpting, but kind of live. You can see what I'm doing. Yeah. Just trying to get all this stuff to look about right, and then brush it down, and then I can't touch it for a while because it's going to be all wet. But brushes are very effective, so I'm smoothing things down with water. With oil-based clay, we use alcohol, terpenoid, whatever we can, depending on the clay we're using. Terpenoid works great on Super Sculpty. And so I'm trying to get the face a little bit more dialed in. You can see how that's smoothing everything out very nicely. I'm going to do some lip action over here. And I'm not going to do a lot of this today because, you know what? It's freaking cold back here. It's raining outside, and we're in the midst of several storms, which we had a rocket launch scheduled again for Saturday with our group, the Ventura Rocketeers, and it was scrubbed again because of rain, second time. So, but you know what? We need the rain more than we need to launch rockets. So it's what it is. Okay, so the brush is getting full of goo, so I have to wash it out. I'm just going to basically get it in the ballpark. Yep. Doug Jones, oh man, he was amazing to work with, and really told me that was the first job we did, which was his first job, the Worlds of Wonder. I talked about it in the other video, the Pamela talking doll, and he was wrapped in prosthetics and a radio-controlled head, playing an alien, just for a change. And he was so impressive to work with because he never complained once. Never. He loves the work, and he was is a professional, and he was just incredible to work with. So he was a natural choice to be Mac tonight because he had to wear this big, heavy 10-pound mask, and he will verify that for me. It was heavy, even though it was foam. It had fiberglass underskull inside, some mechanics in it to move the face. It had brow movement. It had mouth movement, lip movement, smile, all kinds of stuff. So, and of course, Bob Burns, myself, and Neill, we all puppeteered it. I needed a sip of my tea. And that's right. Keep calm and drive a 124 Spider, which is right there underneath the car cover. Ah, that's hot. Anyway, cream and sugar, what we call a proper cup. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to just kind of do some of this, but what I want to do is get the ears on this guy, and because that kind of will, make it look more like him, because right now he's earless. Well, you wanted to see sculpting. Now you're getting to see it right up close and personal. So I don't know if he had quite that much of that going on. I'm going to have to get out the computer in a second here, because to get the ears right, I need to be able to look at them. Now, this brush has been cut off and it's very stiff. This is also a very cut off and stiff brush, but they work really good for scrubbing. And once I get it all scrubbed, then I'm not even sure this nose is 100% shaped right, but it's close. But then we use a softer brush and go in there and smooth things out a bit. Then it's got to dry out, because I always overdo it with the water. It's a fast way to do this. And it's so slippery, I can't pick that tool up. What do you think, Rose? That's what she thinks, okay. Always by my side. Always by my side, that dog. Okay, so I'm going to go through here now with my finger a little bit and do a little bit of that, of this, and a little bit more over here, and a little bit here, and a little bit there. And then I'm going to take just a full brush, if I can find one. Ah, here it is. But it hasn't been cut down, and that will kind of smooth things over. This clay is messy. It gets all over everything. But that's the price of art. Art is messy. At least it can be. Okay, so this over here needs to be filled in a little more, like that side. And I think I can just do it with this. And then I'll stop putzing, because pretty soon we have to go. Oh, it would help if I put the camera on the subject, Steve. There we go. I think that's a little drastic. I don't know how many times I've been doing that to you guys, and I'm sorry, and I'll find out when I'm editing, but forgive me. I'm in the zone, as they would say. Oh, that looks better. Huh? Yeah? Oh, sorry about that. Keep calm and sculpt a Mac tonight. Somebody has to. I love sculpting. I remember the first time I sculpted anything was a Planet of the Apes appliance. I wanted to, once I figured out how they did it, do it. I wanted to replicate that makeup. That so impressed me when I saw the movie the first time. That was a heck of a year. Between that and 2001, and then later Soylent Green and Silent Runny. Man, what an era that was for really cool films. Today, well, I don't know. Some of you accuse me of being old, and that's ageism, but I don't know. There's been some really good movies, but sci-fi-wise and stuff, every time there's a good one, I hear complaints about it not being good. So you won't hear my opinions much about films I like, because it seems like a prerequisite on Facebook. If you say you like something, someone comes along and says, "Oh God, you like that? That was horrible." Such kindness. Anyway, be kind, people. You know, something you may dislike, someone else loves, and it means a lot to them. You got to think of that first instead of yourself. You know, you don't hear me putting down J.J. Abrams' Star Trek movies, or, or, or Star Wars. Sorry, okay, I'll stop right there. Yeah. Okay, my nose is running because it's cold in here, and I'm going to now think about getting the ears on, and I believe they go right about here. Trying to remember to keep this camera on what I'm doing. All I have to do is look in the lens of the phone, whatever you want to call it. I do believe the ears are right about here. You know what predicts them? The most of all is what predicts them is the sunglasses themselves. This is what we call speed sculpting 101. Because now I think I may be into the third hour of working on the sculpture. And I've always been, well, I didn't know if I was fast or not. And I don't even know if it even matters. But I'm always being accused of it by everyone, and being a very fast sculptor and all that. But it's just the speed I work at. It's just my speed. It's just how I do this stuff. And some people just think I'm fast. So it doesn't matter how long it takes you to do something, as long as it looks nice. That's really all that matters. And it has to be good for you, except in the case of this, when it was a client job, and I was doing it for the clients, and they were happy. So they gave me really great piece of artwork. I forget who did the conceptual art for Mac, but as always, when working on a film or a commercial, I will do exactly as I'm being paid and shown to do. I don't butt heads with them. Now, if I think what I'm doing might explode and burn down the set, I will bring that up. But other than that, we give them what they want. They're paying for it. And, you know, having emotional artist fits about your art doesn't work when you're doing a job for film, television, Hollywood in general. So, okay, that's about as much as I'm going to brush that out. I see a troubled area up here, but that doesn't have anything to do with the ears. And you can see the clay moving around still. So, it's pretty damp still, so it's going to have to dry out over the weekend a bit more. Somewhere around here, I have a spritz bottle. And we're going to rough out some ears pretty quick on this. And see how that looks. Ooh, it's just going to be wet. But you see how well that smooths it out? It went from looking like old rough scratchy clay to something soft and smooth. So it's looking really good. Now with that fan on over there, I ought to go pretty quick. So, but there we go. A very shiny moon. Let's do the ears. Okay, looking at the original head, or one of them, definitely is the one I did. I recognize my ears. I'm going to sculpt that. But these were done to scale and to the right size, the right shape, based on the drawing. So in order to get them in the right place, I'm going to place them on here, scratching the sculpture, but then I can always clean it up later. Let me put these on. So the target is right here. So I'm going to make a mark there, right here. because that's right where the ear should be, top of the ear. So the rest of the ear would be, the earlobe comes down by the mouth. So they're that big. Those are my 2 points. And then on this side, the same thing. It's going to be right here, and then down by the opening of the mouth. So that should be about the right spot for both of them, I'm hoping. Although I guarantee you he was asymmetrical. No, look at that. Woohoo! I love it. About here. Well, it has to be because we know the glasses are even. So I'm going to go ahead and start sculpting an ear. All right, not the best angle in the world, but you can see it. See? Not very good lighting either, but here we go. We're going to do his ear. And I need to be exactly in the middle between those 2 points, roughly right about here. And the clay is wet. Boy, it is wet. But that's okay. And we're going to sort of do this. And I'm looking at the actual ear and doing this. So, and the ear goes up over this, so that tells me something. Right about there. It's kind of pointed actually. So I'm going to build all this up like this. I'm going to build up the inside of the ear first. I don't normally do that, but on this side, yeah. And make that edge right there. And bring that around down to here. I wish there was better lighting here. Maybe I can, let's see. A little bit more lighting, not much. Then I block it. That makes perfect sense. Well, here we get the earlobe happening down here. Okay. And I'm going to bring this around this way. Rest of the earlobe. Once I have one, the other one will go pretty quick. But champions of the world. All right, Christian. So this goes here roughly, and this goes here roughly, and all of a sudden, look, we got an ear. Well, just about anyway. And we can dial it in better later. I would show the clay back here, a little bit down here. Pretty hard to see it when my hand's blocking, isn't it? Sorry about that. This little thingy comes up about here. And that is one Mac ear. So, and it kind of goes pointy like that for some reason. I'm not sure why I did that, but I did, so. So that's a rough ear on that side. Now I'm going to do the other side, and I will come back and show you the other ear once I get it done, because you saw how I did this ear, and I'm hoping that that's enough. I just, you know, anything to me is a sculpting tool if it works. Including popsicle sticks, Bob Sakotek, if you're watching this. Rosie's farting. Very nice, Rosie. Increasing the carbon footprint. Yeah, I said I was done, right? So what are we doing? I'm doing this. But there we go. There's an ear. Here. That'll show it a little bit better, I hope. So now I'm going to do the other ear. Okay, well, you know, it's still rough. It's still very wuffly, Centurion. But you can see the ears on the back of the head there. It's good. That'll get fixed. The clay is really soft. I had to stop working on it. Yeah, it's very, very, very soft. And I really need to go, you know, into the computer. Like I noticed that the cheeks, according to the glasses, actually come up a little higher. Not a lot, just a little bit. It's a little tweaks like that. I got the other ear on the other side. So I got both of those done. Yep. So now we've got a whole Mac. And I don't know, he looks great to me. I hope he looks great to you. So in closing for this week on this, because I won't be back till Monday, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, hit the like button. It helps me. And you probably noticed that we have a Patreon page. We've had it for a while. I got a lot of loyal supporters there that have stuck with us over the years, but we're always open for more supporters to help keep the studio open and running. We've had the studio going on 9 years, actually going on 10 years. In July, it will be 10 years that we've been here. And with your support and your likes and your watching and your subscribing to my channel, you've helped us a great deal. What else did I say? Oh, yes, and thank you for all the really nice emails I've been getting. Not just about this, but about all my work. But lately, you've been sending me emails about Mac and how much you want one of these and how much you loved it and how much you loved my work. And I want you to know how much you're loved and appreciated by Mary and me. You know, you guys are just terrific, and you keep me going. You tell me I keep you going, you keep you inspired, but you know, it works both ways. And when I get emails like I've been getting lately, man, it just warms your heart. I thank you so much. I will see you next week.